Peter Sellers created vivid comic images when we first saw him as Inspector Clouseau in The Pink Panther.
We must find that woman.
He continued his performance as the most fantastic fumbler in the world with A Shot in the Dark and The Return of the Pink Panther.
Complete responsibility. Release her immediately. I will apprehend this culprit within 24 hours.
Now the great French detective is on a new case. The Pink Panther Strikes Again. He is capping that comic tradition first started by Sellers and director Blake Edwards.
Steer them to you, things like that. And both Peter and I have become more and more interested in Clouseau, what he's all about, because he's the embodiment of most things that everyone see in themselves. The foolishness that is, I think, so humorous as far as Clouseau is concerned is typical of most of us. And I think that he affords us the ability to laugh at ourselves.
What's hell down there?
It's like getting to know someone, anyone. You know, if you're around them enough, you begin to sense or see certain facets that either make you hate them or endear them to you.
A beekeeper who has lost his voice, a cook who thinks he's a gardener, and a witness to murder. Oh yes, it is obvious to my trained eye that there is much more going on here than meets the ear.
First time I ever met Peter, we began to discuss the character and very quickly found out that we had a mutual admiration for a certain type of comedy, more physical.
We were more or less searching for the character in those days. We had an idea of what we wanted to do, this sort of noble quality he has, and this tendency to brag about things, you know, and wanting to be first in with the information, and never admitting at any time that he's wrong.
It's a bit stuffy in here.
You're cold.
Yes, it is my
It's
coat.
on fire.
What? My coat is on fire. My goodness, I'm burning.
We found that we could play around with words then, and we started on this thing with the French language, which we didn't use at all in the first Pink Panther.
And they were your fingerprints.
Well, why not? It's my house. I've often been in that closet.
For what reason?
Last time was moths.
Moths? Moths? Yes, moths.
Maria was complaining of moths.
Moths? Oui, monsieur. Do you have a room?
A room?
What?
You said, do I have a room?
I know perfectly well what I said. I said, do you have a room?
You mean, do I have a room?
That is what I have been saying, you fool.
Well, I guess there's a certain irreverence about me. I know there is about Peter, and I think that's why we're able to join together and create the kind of insanity that we do. So mutual admiration doesn't only go to Clouseau, but goes to each other, so which is a big help in creating Clouseau.
Takes off a few loops, Joe. You know, we see he's carrying the thing closely. Throws it's got to pull him in. And once you've made your choice, go pretty quickly there. Take one loop off, that's right. Beauty, cut it. You can't do any good anyway, your mustache is gone.
All right? Can you find the mustache, John?
Peter Sellers and Blake Edwards are constantly polishing the image of Inspector Clouseau. They ply each other with fresh ideas, interpreting, rehearsing, and shooting visual comedy on locations all over Europe. Edwards envisions comical pictures and puts those ideas to paper. Sellers sees in the written word the outrageous moves that millions have come to know and expect from the great Fumbler. The comedy of Peter Sellers playing Clouseau is so broad it speaks for itself. Sellers has all the skills of a great clown, the heritage of Chaplin and Keaton, to do the most important comic studying in a film himself. Blake Edwards, too, has that same instinct, knowing just how much further to push to make an impossible situation pay off. Now, they are collaborating in The Pink Panther Strikes Again.
The roots were certainly there in the first one, but it has grown since then, obviously. The essential roots of the character are a dogged determination, an unwillingness to give up, obviously accident-prone, a kind of self-defeating modus operandi that eventually turns about on itself, and he wins in spite of himself. And those were, I think, the essential ingredients. The other things have come along as the films have developed, the character has developed.
That is? That is, that one? That is? Anybody know whether that was it? Thank you, thank you.